This video is going to walk through a bit of an overview of contacts in ActiveCampaign. So when you're logged into ActiveCampaign, most of your contact information can be found using the Contacts tab up in the top menu. Now, ActiveCampaign is different to other marketing systems because it works on a person-based system rather than a list-based system. What this means is that when you come into the Contacts tab, you're actually able to see your entire database at the one time. And when you open to review a contact, you can see a 360-degree view of their activity with you, no matter what list they're on, what emails they've been sent, or what activity they've been up to on your site, which is why it makes it so much more powerful. Looking at this contacts page here, you can see that I'm looking at a full overview listed down the page. This little cog on the far right-hand side enables me to choose what columns are showing up in this view. So I can turn things on and off simply by clicking on them, like this and so forth. If I want to sort my contacts by a particular field, I can simply click on that field and that's going to sort them in the direction of those. The other thing that you're able to do from here is you can delete contacts by clicking the drop down, add a note about them, or send them a direct email if you want to as well. Along the top grey bar here, we've got a couple of filters that you're able to use. So the first one is tags. And tags are a big driver within ActiveCampaign because they enable you to identify little sub-segments of your database. It's really important that you're always tagging people as much as possible so that you know where they came from, what activity they've done with you, etc. So I'm able to sort my contacts based on the tags that they have applied to them. So I can use that filter there. I can also filter down to see people on particular lists. I can do that here. And in addition, I can look by status. So the statuses are active, which means anybody who is subscribed to my database. Unconfirmed, which means it's an email address that is probably got an error. Unsubscribed, meaning that they've opted out. And bounced, meaning that we've emailed them and the email didn't go through, so there's something wrong with it. The other option you've got here is the ability to search through your contacts. So for example, if I'm looking for a particular contact, I could type in their email address or their name, and that's going to bring up that contact there for me. If I want to have a look at some deeper information about this contact, I can simply click on them, and this is going to open up their personal information, as you can see in the top left here. So here I can edit their name, I can edit their email address. Their location that's shown here is not an address you enter in the system. It's actually the last place where they opened an email. So this will change frequently, especially if some of your contacts move around the world or travel. Down here I can see all of my custom fields, and I'm able to update or edit these at any time if I choose to. I simply click into a box and I can update. Right down the bottom here I can see all of the tags that this contact has. So I can easily remove a tag by clicking on the X or add a tag by typing it in and pushing enter. I can also see what list this contact is on. With the red cross means they're unsubscribed from this list, and the green tick means they're still active on this list. I can add them to a list simply, like this, by simply adding them. And I can also see the automations that this contact is in. So I can add them to an automation at any time by simply clicking this, ticking the one that I want, and ticking OK. If I want to remove them from an automation that they're in, I simply click on the automation, and then here I can click End. And that will take that person out of that automation if I don't want them there anymore. Right down the bottom here, you'll see that you have the ability to add notes about a contact. So if I want to record some information about this person that I found out, for example, I can type this in and click Add. And then anyone else in my team would be able to see that I'd made this comment, and it's date stamped as well. On the emails tab, you can see that I can see every email that this contact has been sent. So these could be campaigns or automated emails that go out, and they'll all show up down the page here. On the right-hand side, we've got a bit of an activity tracker. So you can see when I just added the note just then, that's been popped into my activity feed. And if I keep scrolling down, I can see when they were subscribed to lists, when they went through automations, when they visited pages on their website, when they've opened emails, etc., etc. So that's all tracked down the right-hand side. The last thing I'm able to do here is I'm able to send this contact an email. So if I choose to, I can type up an email here and send it out, and that'll come up like a text-based email, which is sent directly to that contact. ActiveCampaign will then watch to see if they open it, so you've got the ability to see when it's opened, etc. So you're able to use these to send emails at any time to your contacts. The last thing I'll show you here within contacts is how to add a new contact. If you're adding an individual contact, you're going to use the green new contact button on the right hand side. The first thing you need to enter is the email address. So we'll just put it here. And then you're going to enter their first name and their last name, a phone number if you want. And then you can also look at your custom fields. So any custom fields you have, you can fill those in as well. And then we'll click Add Contact. Now I'm able to add this person to a list if I choose to. So I can say that they're for a website opt-in. I can choose to add them to an automation. I could choose to add some tags if I wanted. And you do have some advanced list options here about if you don't want to send autoresponders, etc. Once I'm happy with my selections, I just click Apply, and that person will have been added straight in. So we can search for them now. There they are, Helen Test. The other thing you may want to do is import contacts. So you do have an import tag button right at the top here. So if I click on this, it takes me to the import screen. So you do need a CSV to be able to do this. So we'll click Import from File and grab the file that we've got. Now, what you need to do is map the fields from your spreadsheet into where you want them to go in ActiveCampaign. So each column in your spreadsheet comes in and you're able to then map it up to where you want it to go. So let's see, for example, we have phone number, match it to phone. Email, it's already found it, so it knows. We've got street address, so we could find street address down here if we wanted to. There we go. Suburb, same thing. There we go. So wherever you wanted to match them to, you could. You can select the list that you want to add them to. You can add any tags that you want to add. When you're importing contacts, it's a really good idea to give them a tag so you can remember where this person came from. And you can add more than one as well. And then right down the bottom, always tick Update Existing Contacts while importing. What that's going to do is it's going to check if that email address already exists in the database. And if it does, it will update the existing contact with the new information that you're importing. So once you're done, you simply hit Import Now. And that will bring in all of the data straight into your database.